This summer, say I do.
I am marrying a stranger.
Like never before.
Am I crazy?
It's a whole new Married at First Sight on Peacock.
Thank God I woke up in love.
With new experts.
My name is Dr. Lisa.
My name is Paul Brunson.
More couples.
This could be the start of a very successful marriage.
And more surprises.
Or maybe not.
Everything is just not enough.
You're a little bit crazy.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I want my fairy tale ending.
Married at First Sight, now streaming. New episodes Thursdays, only on Peacock.
What if I told you you only have 12 hours to legally have sex?
To finding true love. Or just like a good guy.
From the director of Easy A and Anyone But You.
This whole thing is nuts.
There's nothing traditional about this night.
On August 7th, the clock starts on the summer's biggest rom-com.
I'm Owen.
Allie.
What about you and me?
Monica Barbaro, Callum Turner.
I've been told I'm a 7.
By who? Your mom?
Nah, she thinks I'm a 10.
One night only. Rated R. Only in theaters August 7th.
If you want all of your data in one place, you need the Intuit ERP. I'm Damon John, and I run my growing business on Intuit Enterprise Suite. Learn more at intuit.com/ERP.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Ever wonder where Tropicana got its name? The tropics. And every time you enjoy a glass, you're not just drinking juice. You're taking a trip. Stepping into sunshine and embarking on a flavorful journey into the tropics where ripe fruit is crafted into wildly delicious juice. And the best part? No passport required. Tropicana. Give life some juice.
Hi, Dumpster Divas. Welcome back to another episode of Dumpster Dive, a reality TV deep dive with me, Tom Hamlet. It is a deep dive day here in the dumpster, and I am diving into more of the, catalog of Summer House Season 5. Going to be chatting both episodes 4 and 5 today. So reminder, once a week you're getting a combo ep of 2 episodes into one recap of an old series, whether that's Bravo or non-Bravo. And right now we're doing Summer House because Summer House is all the rage. Everyone's talking about it, and I want to go back and remember where we started, So yeah, I'm having a blast with season 5. If you're new to the show, season 5 has always been my gold standard. I love it. And if you want to hear me rank all of these Summer House seasons, please go check out the YouTube channel. There I do a ranking of all of the seasons. What is our God tier seasons of Summer House and what is our meh seasons of the show. So go check that out. A couple quick podcast programming things. So starting in August, there are some changes that are happening to the show. All good. Nothing is going to change for the most part on the listener front. One small thing I just want to flag to everyone is if you are a video consumer of this show, on Spotify, I'm moving to all video only living on YouTube. So if you're a Spotify video viewer, you're going to now just move your energy over to YouTube or to the Patreon. Both of those places will have video. YouTube, it's free. It's still free, just over there. But I know a lot of y'all are Apple Podcast girls because I see it in my analytics. So nothing will change for the Apple Podcast girlies, and nothing will change for Spotify if you just don't turn on the video. So I just want to get that out of the way. And another reminder, if you do want to support the show and you have a little extra coin, the Patreon is where it's at. You get early access versions of this podcast, video and audio, and then you get a monthly live. Our next live will be sometime next week. So come by the Patreon and check out everything we got going on over there, and it helps keep the lights on here in the dumpster. Okay? So those are our podcast logistics. Let's get into these 2 episodes of Summer House Season 5. Up first, we got episode 4. These back-to-back were some pretty great episodes. It's a nice little combo that you guys get to hear me recap. Let's see, season 5, episode 4 is Trash Talk. Convenient for the dumpster. So we got episode 4 is Trash Talk. Episode 5 is called Best Frenemies. So starting off in the Trash Talk episode 4, we are right off the heels of this Hannah and Luke fight. I don't know if it's because I have consumed this season so many times, be it live, rewatches, now another rewatch, listening to recaps. But I'm very over this Hannah Luke of it all. Mostly because it's hard watching them fight so heavily about this when Hannah brings a boy to the summer house, like in, I think, 4 eps. 4 episodes later. 4 episodes later, she has Des there at the summer house with her. And it's like, okay, well, why were you turning the house upside down for this Luke of it all? And I think that, I mean, Hannah has kind of spoken about this, I believe, allegedly, after she left the show, but I think she was really trying to turn up for the cameras in this season and try and make TV, and it backfired on her. I am not a Hannah truther. I am very proud of what they've done, Hannah and Paige over on Giggly Squad. They built that from the ground up. Shout out to women in STEM. But Hannah, Hannah moves a little weird. Paige doesn't. Hannah does. Hannah just, she's got the joke stealing allegations. She's kind of a weird friend. She just, I don't know. She's got some sus behavior. But I know people that know her and say she's lovely. So I don't know. But the Hannah and Luke of all, I mean, I needed to wrap up. And it is wrapping up. The next morning, everyone is getting their workout in. I always return to these COVID seasons, and it really reminds me of the days of bedroom workouts, doing burpees on my bedroom floor, irritating my neighbors. And so Kyle and Carl are doing that. And Kyle also carries Amanda upside down on his shoulders. So her coochie is like right on the back of his head. And she either queefs or farts. So that's just some of the content I'm going to be recapping today on Dumpster Dive. And then, Sierra and Hannah start to kind of become more friendly and really chat about this whole Luke situation and the love triangle that they have found themselves trapped inside. And I think that, seeing Luke yell at Hannah the night before has really turned Sierra off to Luke. And I think she's just closed off and is like, I don't really want to be friends with anyone that treats women like that, even just like a friend. And I agree. I don't really think there's any reason for men to be yelling at women ever. And also friends to be yelling at friends. Unless, like, it's a mutual agreed upon yelling. You know what I mean? If it's like the vibes are we're all yelling, but if it's just one person yelling at you, like, back off. Back off. We also get, Luke goes to call his sister, which I didn't remember this, but he calls his sister. I forgot that he had a sister, which adds kind of a layer to him that's a little confusing because he's such a little womanizer, but you have a sister. I wonder, I need someone to do some real investigative work. Is it boy brothers, girl brothers, or only child? What produces the largest amount of fuckboys? Someone do a science project on that. How you measure that, I don't know, but I think it's off vibes and a little data. That's kind of the subplot of this podcast, vibes and a little data. I have notes. Sometimes people try and come for me that I don't have notes. I wish you could see. I have 3 screens up right now. That's how intensely I took notes on this show. I just have undiagnosed or self-diagnosed ADD. So, but remember, high vibes, low data. But Allie is Luke's mother. Sister, excuse me. Allie checks Luke essentially for being, a little bit of a fuckboy. The boys, once again, are working out. The girls are podcasting. And then, Kyle and Carl are talking about the Loverboy business. And this was a really big moment for Loverboy. I don't know if you remember, but COVID was when Summer House, the show, really took off. It's also when Loverboy became immensely more popular. People just had income. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people had just income they were sitting on in the pandemic and were just buying random shit, random sweatshirts, random this. And so Amanda, I have to tip my hat to her and the creative team for putting together all of that merch. It was really a good time to put that together because who doesn't want to just live in a big ass sweatshirt of their favorite Bravo show when they're not doing anything but but sitting on the couch, not leaving the house. So they struck while the iron was hot with both the alcohol and the merch, and it was popping. I mean, everyone was talking about the spritzes, like all of that. And then, they died down for a bit, and then now they're back in business, which I recapped on the In the City episode that I did earlier this week. It's just really tough to hear Amanda be like,
Amazon Health AI presents Painful Thoughts.
Why did I search the internet for answers to my cold sore problem? Now I'm stuck down a rabbit hole filled with images of alarmingly graphic sores in various stages of ooze. I can clear my search history, but I can never unsee that.
Don't go down the rabbit hole. Amazon Health AI gets you the right care, fast. Healthcare just got less painful.
If you've ever blasted synth beats from your boombox or burned CDs for your besties, this one's for you. As people get older, much like their music tastes, their health needs change. AG1 is the simple daily health drink designed to deliver over 75 essential daily nutrients and pre- and probiotics to support energy, digestion, and mood. So you can make the most out of every decade and dance break. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Still waiting in line? Again? That's time you'll never get back. Save time and money with Stamps.com. Over 4 million businesses have skipped the line with Stamps.com. Join them to save up to 90% off carrier rates from your computer or phone right now. Print postage for certified mail, registered mail, and packages in seconds. Then schedule a pickup right from your home or office. For a limited time, go to Stamps.com and use code PODCAST for a free welcome gift. Taxes and fees apply.
now Loverboy's popular because everybody hates me. It's like, yeah, well, yes. Well, yes. Yeah, Amanda, though, is talking about her role as creative director, which she since has left that role. She stopped doing that a bit ago, and I don't know all the ins and outs of why that happened, but they just in COVID, they had done $250,000 in merch sales. That's a lot of money. And I mean, I'm assuming that's before all of the, costs, the overhead is taken out, but $250,000 in just merch alone when you're an alcohol company, props to you, mama. Props to you, mama. Amanda also was talking to Kyle about how she just continues to defend Hannah and how sometimes there's just no give from on Hannah's side of defending her. And she says, I will be there for Hannah and protect her at all costs, even when she's wrong. That's kind of a weird stance to take as a friend. I'm the friend. A bad trait I have as a friend is I can be a little devil's advocate-y sometimes. I like to be fair, I think is a general thought that I have, is like, if something's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And I'll tell you about all versions of it. Sometimes it's better to be fair quietly, Amanda's not fair. She's just like blindly loyal. And that's what she's saying here, which is hilarious. Oh. Hilarious to look back on, because she's been anything but loyal to the girlfriends that she has now or doesn't have anymore. The girls are at the pool. Hannah asked if you can see her butt hair, and I said relatable. Friday, they have a party. They throw this like field day, but they're all in like Joe Dirt costumes. Joe Dirt, I was thinking about this when I was writing my notes, is such a reference for a very specific block of millennials. And this is like a trend going on online right now where it's like, I'm a this type of millennial, not a this type of millennial. And I really feel seen by it, to be honest with you, because I feel like millennials as a generation have been thrown into the pop culture sphere right when monoculture started to dissipate, right? So monoculture was so just rampant for the generations above us. For instance, on the most like obvious terms, Michael Jackson or the Beatles, right? They are monoculture. Like everyone had the album. Everyone consumed it. These days, well, when millennials started to get a hold of pop culture was right when monoculture was starting to separate and we were starting to get all these other facets. I think it's because of reality TV, pop culture magazines. But all that being said, there's a lot of pockets that millennials have that then others don't, and vice versa, be that age or just the content that you were consuming. One of which being that I always see on all of these, like, I'm a this millennial, not a this millennial. I find Jonas Brothers to be a huge millennial divide. I think whether it was, I don't know if it was too old, but I was just interested in other things. I know maybe 2 Jonas Brothers songs. And I know Nick Jonas songs, but like Jonas Brothers, no, I don't know them. And when I see people rabbit about them, I'm like, Love and Light, like, I'm so happy for you, but I deeply don't know one of these songs. Like, I could never go to a show. But then, my partner Brian, he is a year older than me, and he loves the Jonas Brothers. And I'm like, well, how did you get it, but not me? And then, like, Kelly from Beyond the Blinds, she's a big Jonas Brothers head. She also is my age, or she might be just like a tad bit younger than me, but like still around my age. Big, JB fan, not me. So Joe Dirt, though, back to Joe Dirt, is such a millennial reference that like only some of us have, that were like blockbuster kids in 2003. I miss those days, don't you? Of like the good old like blockbuster trip where you get the really shitty comedy that ages poorly, get a big bag of Reese's Pieces, and live your life. Those were the days. Carl's in a red Joe Dirt mullet, and that was sexy to me. Y'all, Carl is hot in this season. Thickum Radke. Tonight I'm gonna dance for you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Seriously, Carl. Tonight I am gonna dance for you. I just like it. Carl, I mean, I'm a runner too, but let's pull back on the running and let's head back into the diners to pack on some of them pancakes, pancake ass. That's not what I mean. He has a nice ass. I mean, like, eat those pancakes, get that ass. Eat that bacon, get that ass. But they play this little game, I guess, that it's like a field day. We have Team Dingleberry. It's a phrase that I hate, a term I loathe. And then Team Toupee. They do the ball pantyhose game where you like put balls in pantyhose and make it looks like it's your like scrotum and you like hit things with it. They do a snake challenge to go eat a cookie. And then lastly, guys, gonna blow your mind, but they did a slip and slide flip cup game. During COVID, me and my college friend group got a house and did this. We did this in COVID. Lived a very similar fantasy to this. Went down the slip and slide on a hill, flipped the cup, ran back up. And you know what, y'all? Something I'm not good at a lot. A lot of straight things I'm not good at. There's a lot of straight culture that missed me. One thing that I will always excel at in any space, any party, and it will always make a straight man like turn their head and be like, wait, you're good at that. And that is flip cup. What can I say? I'm a flip cup star, so I would have done great at this. Would have done fabulous. They get ready for the evening. I once again write, why does Carl look so hot, so thick? Luke pulls Hannah for yet another chat. I'm like, y'all, can we not with the chats, please? And they just chat again about what are we gonna do with it? I love you, and they just want to be friends. And so they become friends after this point. Danielle says, guys, can we drunk clean? And I said, that's me, baby. I'm always the one being like, okay, I'm happy we're having fun, but we gotta clean this up because it looks a disaster in here. And everyone gets weirdly blackout this night. I feel like everyone was like blacky outy on and Stravy and Linz go bone in the bathroom. And I feel like we don't give enough energy to the fact that Stravy is kind of bodied down. He's kind of body T, as the kids say. There's just body on him. And it's kind of shocking because you just see him sitting at a desk on calls with his hospitality group, just being like, and when is that going to be delivered? The next morning, Carl is shooting hoops. Sierra's hungover. And, Sierra calls her mom and talks about being a nurse because her mom was a nurse as well, which I forget this little bit of intel that the reason she went into nursing was because mom was also a nurse. And it's really this feels so far from today. At every day at 5:00 when we would bang the pans in New York City, that, all of our frontline workers celebrating them. It's like they continue to be the heroes of this society, or specifically our ER doctors and nurses, saving people's lives. And it was such a blip of time that we were so celebratory of the work that they did. I just want to make sure we continue to do that. So Sierra, thank you for everything you did. And Sierra's mom, your name escapes me. Cheers to you. They head to the beach. We're talking about Sierra's bubbies. Sierra, let it be known, has some of the best boobs in the biz. And they are real. Real bazungas. Real bazungas. Title of Ep, Real Bazungas. Hannah and Luke are pretending that everything is okay, and the house is like rightfully kind of annoyed by this. I kind of get this. Like, I obviously get that they wanted to, move past their stuff so they can be friends, but you have involved everyone here in the house in this whatever situationship this is. And somehow we're all supposed to just be like, yay, you're acting on your game. You're acting on their game. Like, no, I'm going to be annoyed. You've been crying. So, back at the house, everyone orders lobster rolls. And this is where we get a fight. This is where we get the fight. The fight's been kind of bubbling for a little bit now, but Hannah's just not pulling her weight. She's just being a little bit of a messy girl, not like a drama messy girl, like an actual messy girl. And her one job was to, take out the trash, and that's not happening. And so they have a team meeting, and they bring up the fact that we need to be pulling our weight in the house, which it has to be hard. Living with this many people and a camera crew is a lot of work, and they do need to be keeping the space a little bit cleaner. But Kyle is not a great message deliverer, Oftentimes he enters in either with humor or anger. It's never just like, hey guys, can we do this? It's like, I can't stand you. Or it's like, yay, let's clean up. He needs to find the middle. And in this realm, he was leaning on the pissed off side. But we get this fight brewing between Hannah and Kyle. Hannah is talking about doing this trash, and she's like, I don't want to do the trash. You guys fill up the trash. I didn't know it was going to be this much work. And Hannah is like, and Kyle is like, I'm just so tired of doing all this. And Hannah mentions that, Kyle does the dig first. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself, where he's like, not all of us can just like sleep till noon. And Hannah is like, okay, well, are you jealous that I sleep till noon? Is that really what this is? You're just jealous of me that I get to sleep a lot? And Kyle's like, trust me, I don't want to sleep till noon. And let it be known that I've never once and never will be jealous of Hannah Burner. No, Kyle, this was kind of a fierce read. I have to give it to him. And they start to get heated and yell a little bit, raise their voices. And then Hannah says, Amanda, you can tolerate him yelling at you, but I'm not going to tolerate him yelling at me. Now, here's the thing. Hannah, you shouldn't have said that. You made good TV, cheers to that, as Mary Cosby says. But yeah, you can't say that. You really can't say that and expect people to like, want to hang out. And so then Kyle's screaming and then uninvites her to the wedding. That doesn't happen for yet another like 2 years, hilariously. And then Amanda throws a glass. It's tough. It's tough. But Hannah, you kind of got yourself into this, is what I have to say. I also don't really have a lot of tolerance for people that like don't pull their weight. So that's in of itself, its own thing. But, Hannah runs out and it kind of madness ensues. Amanda's crying out in the yard. Kyle is like still flipping. Hannah is yelling at Paige about why and crying with Paige, and then Hannah's just walking around being like, "You're stronger than this. You are stronger than this." They are losing their mind. I mean, Hannah and Paige have both talked about the fact that season 5 was by far the hardest to film and almost ruined them mentally because like they just were always on camera. So there like just wasn't time to have you time. There wasn't time to watch your shows. Like you didn't have all the time to do your normal life things because they're lucky. And on the show, they film probably 4 days a week, right? They film Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then there's usually like another day that they'll do like a pickup shot or like a grabbing coffee shot. Okay. But they have 3 full days probably of just like sitting on the couch, posting on Instagram. They didn't have that. Cameras were in their face all the time. They always had a mic on and they said that it was really strenuous, which makes more sense, but it's still funny to see Hannah go, "You're stronger than this. You are stronger than this." Stronger than what? Picking up the garbage? Huh? Is that it? Picking up the garbage. And that ends the night. I think they hang out, but not a lot happens and everyone's secluded because everyone's upset. And then the next morning this is gonna be a hard left turn, everyone, but we get the news that Carl's brother has passed away from an overdose. And the first person he goes to go talk to and tell about it is Lindsay. And it's these moments like, it's heartbreaking, but like it's really reminds you of the realness of this show. It's one of the reasons I love Summer House is that this group of friends feels 75% authentic. There's a little dash of, Sierra getting cast on the show. She doesn't know anyone, like things like that. Those happen. But like for the most part, these people are friends. And even if they weren't friends entering the show, they find real authentic friendships in ways that other shows don't always do. I don't know why that is, but it's really special to see just the importance of friendship to this group of people. Carl running to Lindsay as the first person he tells, it's just like very special and heartbreaking. And especially seeing them hug, like hugs for the two of them have become such like a punchline because that was something that Carl wanted more of in his relationship with Lindsay. And seeing her just like full body hug him and love on him, it kind of makes you happy but sad about what happens in the future with them and all that. But yeah, we're left on this cliffhanger of what is going to happen with Carl now that his brother has sadly passed away. Okay, moving on to episode number 5. Summer House episode 5 is called Best Frenemies. Okay? A lot of this is dealing with the aftermath of Carl's brother's passing, and there's just a lot of really sweet moments of the friends supporting him and him trying to figure out how he can get back to be with his family. Most importantly, there's this really sweet scene with Carl, Danielle, and Lindsay, and the 3 of them have gone through a lot together. Carl's been with both of them sexually. He's dated both of them in and around their sexual relationships. And
by the time I hit my 50s, I'd learned a few things, like how family is precious. Work can always wait. And 99% of people over 50 already have the virus that causes shingles. Not everyone at risk will develop it, but I did. The painful, blistering rash disrupted my life for weeks. Don't learn about your shingles risk the hard way. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today. Sponsored by GSK.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Bring a date, your squad, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Evening. Buyer's remorse. Buy a new car? I'll be moving in. Let's get started.
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I bought it from Carvana.
You what?
Yeah, great price. I even have 7 days to love it or return it.
So there's no...
No buyer's remorse. More like buyer's rejoice.
I guess I'll let myself out. Congratulations. I mean it.
Buyer's rejoice. Buy your car today on Carvana.
Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
In the U.S., there's a break-in every 26 seconds. But when intruders step near, Simply Safe Home Security steps up.
Stop. This is Simply Safe. Police are on the way.
Using AI alerts, U.S.-based live agents help deter break-ins. Simply Safe, no long-term contracts. Save 50% on your new system with professional monitoring at simplysafe.com/Spotify or with promo code Spotify.
Outdoor deterrence requires a Simply Safe Active Guard outdoor protection plan starting at $49.99 a month. Visit simplysafe.com/licenses for alarm license information. Tennessee 2012.
They aren't friends anymore because of their relationships with each other. And it's a hard thing. You know, friendship breakups and friendship separations, I think, are always significantly harder than romantic relationships. When you're in a moment of friend drought, or you feel that your friends are moving on to different things and you're being left somewhere kind of in the dust, it's really weird and hard. And it does make me feel for Danielle, because that is what happened to Danielle. She lost 2 friends in one full swing because of their relationship, but also obviously partly because Danielle, involved herself a little too much in the inner workings of that relationship. But it's just hard to see them in such a different place. Like I just think of the friends that I have and the friends that I've lost, not because of anything super dramatic, but just because of life. I think sometimes going back and looking at photos or videos of you with that group, it's like a real, we had it good. We had it really good. I wish that we hadn't let, X, Y, and Z get between us. But I know we all have that. I have a couple different scenarios of that in my life, and it's interesting to see it play back. And it feels like we know these people, it feels like these are our friends. So seeing our friends back together again, there's something really special about it and really sad. But once again, our love goes out to Carl, telling all the stories about his brother. And he said this in, seasons after this, but he couldn't have gotten sober without I don't know how to say this, but without his brother's actions. And that's like a heavy thing to say, but like it was a big piece of why he needed to get sober. And the final kind of like, it's full sobriety time for him, I know, was when his brother passed. Because he realized that he needed to be there for his mom. He needed to be there for Sharon. He needed to be there for himself. And this, I think, in a way, sometimes I think that Carl's life kind of began after this happened. Because think about all the amazing things he's accomplished after, not saying that it's good that it happened, but it's just sometimes these terrible things jolt us into a wake-up call with our own life and our own scenarios and how we need to grow and how we need to evolve. And so seeing Carl evolve from this point, even, it's just, I just love Carl. I hate to say it. Like, it's hard for me to like love a straight man. They all do things that are tough sometimes, but a lot of the time, actually, most of the time. But Carl, Carl's a good one. He's a sweet guy. Let's see. While, we're dealing with all of that, we get some break-off chats. We have Amanda, Paige, and Kyle unpacking the Hannah fight, and Paige is team Amanda. Tough to hear. Once again, Amanda, take note. This is how you be a good friend. Paige is saying, like, I'm good friends with both of you, and I'm picking the logical side. And the logical side here is that Amanda is the victim of Hannah's, like, outburst about the relationship. Hannah and Luke chat, and Luke is very team Hannah and also anti-Kyle, kind of similar to a lot of the boys, how they like get mad at Kyle the way he talks down to women. And then Lindsay calls her Aunt Rhonda. Now, I want to talk about Aunt Rhonda for a second. What happened to Aunt Rhonda? Because she is not an integral part, but like she's brought up a ton in all of these earlier episodes, like seasons 1 through at least 6, probably, right? She's brought up, and then she kind of disappears. And there was no Aunt Rhonda in the mix during the wedding season of Lindsay and Carl, which was confusing to me. But something we do get a lot of is Lindsay's dad in the later seasons. Like almost like dad took over and Aunt Rhonda kind of took a step back. I don't know. I don't really know why that is, what happened there. We also get a really sweet scene of Sierra comforting Carl. And she says that if the biggest thing to remember with everything that has happened is that his brother is in a safe place now, finally, for the first time in a minute. And, this disease is really terrible and can just rip apart families. And Carl still has his family and his brother is safe. And I just thought this was really, really sweet. Okay, we're going to hard left turn out of depressing talk, okay? And we are now into Lindsay's nightmare birthday. So this whole day has been Lindsay's birthday. And Lindsay, I give it to her. There's another version of Lindsay. Maybe if it was someone else's, family member who had passed, where she would have still made the birthday about her. I have to give it to her. She did not make this day about her until the very end. But so shout out to her on that. Shout out to you, Lindsay, because you are. I think she's a Leo. Which, I mean, has there ever been a more Leo? Let me just look this up. Wait, Lindsay Hubbard. Lindsay Hubbard. Zodiac. Like, she gives big Leo energy, right? She has to be. Yep, she's a Leo, born August 11th, 1986. It is kind of crazy that I'm only 4 years younger than her. Wait. Lindsay Hubbard is not 40 yet? Wait. Oh, God, her chart. Oh, my God. Now, I don't know. I am very like Zodiac. I'm like a Zodiac person in the terms of that whenever it, makes my life sound like I'm on the right track, I listen. Right. But if it's anything negative, I'm like, what? The Zodiac is just a disaster. Who made up this shit? Who made up this shit? But then when it's like, you're going to be rich, I'm like, okay, crazy how accurate Zodiac is. But I do know a little bit. So her sun sign is Leo, which gives her a bold, confident, and commanding presence with a fiery personality. That we see. Her moon sign is Scorpio. Nightmare combo. Creates a deep, emotionally intense inner world and fierce loyalty. So if you are a longtime listener of the podcast, my sister Kix is a Scorpio as well. She is incredibly emotional. She is incredibly loyal. Scorpios, I have a lot of Scorpios in my life, and they all, back to my previous thing, hate when I'm devil's advocating. When I'm a devil's advocate, but also when I'm just fair. Whenever I'm fair, the Scorpios in my life go absolutely batshit. They're like, but I hate them. I'm not out here defending bad people. I'm just like, well, that was like, you shouldn't have probably said that. And they're like, yeah, but they're an asshole. I think Lindsay and I would be fast friends, and then we would probably implode. However, her last sign, and this is where things get frightening. Her rising is Aries. Now, okay. My partner is an Aries. I am immediately drawn to all of the signs in this. Like, a lot of my friends and family are Scorpios. Pretty much the majority of my friends and family are all Scorpio, Sag, and Capricorn. My love interests in life have been Leos and Aries, which is also on her chart. So Lindsay and I have a relationship that she doesn't know about that like could be up and down, because I think we would fall hard for each other. And then I would do something and she would be like, absolutely not. Because Aries are beyond stubborn. And your rising, I believe, is the sign that everyone kind of sees you as. That's like your outward persona, where your moon sign is your insides. Like my moon sign is Cancer. And so my insides are very emotional. But then I'm Sag sun and Sag rising. So I'm just like a big explosion of personality and fake confidence. When in reality, I'm just an insecure, baby bitch. But, she comes across as an Aries and a Leo. So this makes sense. This chart makes sense. And that was today's reading. Okay. But it is her birthday. And, she's one of those birthday people where it's like, you'll never win. You're never going to win. The birthday will never meet up to the expectations. And part of me is like, kind of like, you know what? You deserve that. You deserve that, diva. Absolutely. But then, another part of me is absolutely frightened if I ever had to be with, someone like Lindsay. But she's getting ready for her birthday. She's in this dress where essentially you see every aspect, every angle of her titty meat. And to that I say, cheers to you. Cheers to you on that. And Stravi is setting up for the birthday dinner. And Stravi got her cold pub food from the restaurant they went on their first date on in the Hamptons, which actually was filmed on the show. It was on last season 4. And then he got what looks to be a TJ Maxx painting of Lindsay in Capri. It's not going to go well. It's not going to go well, Stravi. But a brief pause on that. Amanda and Hannah finally have a little come to Jesus, and it does not go well. And Hannah is essentially like, this friendship is toxic. I don't understand why I have you as a friend when you're not in my corner. And I don't think Hannah is like justified in these comments, because if anything, Amanda does defend her, actually. And Amanda says that I've been defending you behind your back. Everyone has so much against you. That's a tough thing to hear. And she's saying, I defend you and against all of the people that don't like you. She says, you threw a drink at, Hannah says, you threw a drink at me. And then Amanda, she says, you threw a drink at me, bitch. Because never forget, Hannah is from Brooklyn. And so she will show up and show out. Amanda cues her white girl tears. This was back in the age where Amanda could cry. That's no longer. Amanda can't do that. But back then she cried. And Hannah goes, you get out of here. She says, get out of my room. And Paige is like, Hannah, you must be kidding me. You absolutely must be kidding me. You are acting diabolical right now. And I like this. I just like to see Paige. Paige is fair. What is Paige's sign? You know what? We're going to go on a zodiac journey today. Paige DeSorbo zodiac. She's a Scorpio sun, but I don't think we have the rest of it. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay, she's a Scorpio sun, a Aries moon. And then what is her rising? What's her ascending? Where is it? I'm not finding her ascending. It has moon. Oh, her rising is Sag. Her rising is Sag. I think we would be friends. These are all, once again, signs that I F with. So shout out to Paige. I think we'd be fast friends. But I was going to see if she was a little bit Sag, because remember, like I said, Sag were very much like fair and combative. So see, I'm not wrong. Not wrong. Because she's being a little too fair for Hannah's liking. Hannah wants someone who's just going to be like, you're right, girlfriend. And Paige is like, you got to shut up. You're being an absolute bitch. So love to see that. And then we cut back to the greatest moment of this episode, which is Lindsay's birthday surprise. Stravi goes into Lindsay's room. Right before he gets there, she's standing there in her dress with her titty meat out, just going, I'm bored. I'm bored again. I'm bored again. It's like she's a witch. She's a witch. She's a witch. She said, you won't like me when I'm bored. You won't like me when I'm bored. And I just wrote Lindsay's blackout. Lindsay's blackout. Lindsay's eaten like a Ritz cracker because no one he's not making her sandwiches. We've learned that. How many sandwiches have you made for Lindsay? 0. So she's blackout beyond all belief on Savvy B and champagne probably, and just like dead eyes going, I'm bored. And then Travi walks in and he's like, okay, I got you dinner set up. And so they go out to the backyard, and once again, he's got, cold takeout food. But when he gives her flowers, and she, right before they go outside, she goes, should I bring my flowers? Should I bring my flowers? I love when she's lit. Love it. And right when he takes her outside, he opens the sliding back door to the pool area, and out there is sitting a table with a blue tablecloth and a salad, fish and chips, and a bottle of Josh Cabernet. And she says one word. She goes, oh. Y'all, Lindsay is such a good reality star. She is one of the best we've ever had. Oh. 2 letters that meant 5,000 words. I, however, think the outside table setup is cute. It's COVID. Like, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? She wants to go on a boat. She says she wants to go on a boat. She wants to go in a helicopter. She wants to be flown somewhere. It's like, Diva, you are locked down on a set filming Summer House. Where do you think you're going to go? Where do you think he's got the clearance to take your ass? And Paige walks by and sees the whole setup outside and is like, this is cute, but like, this is bad. Lindsay's not looking for cute. And Stravy, you work in hospitality. Like, you could probably pull some strings and get like Catch to come out here and do like a make your own sushi night or something, But getting cold fish and chips.
Stitch Fix. Stop shopping, get styled. A+ on the outfit, Miss Turner. You were about to slay parent-teacher conferences.
Oh, these? Just the most perfect fitting jeans my stylist sent me.
Oh, hello, you, who didn't set one foot in a mall and still looks amazing.
Just share your size, style, and budget, and your stylist sends personalized looks right to your door. Stitch Fix. Get started today at stitchfix.com. To my stylist, this look is dedicated to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Are thoughts about food, exercise, and your body taking up too much space in your brain? You aren't alone, and you don't have to live this way. Equip provides 100% virtual, evidence-based treatment for all diagnoses and all bodies. With Equip, you'll get a dedicated care team, including a therapist, medical provider, dietitian, and a recovery coach who has actually been in your shoes. Lasting recovery is possible. Visit equip.health to book a free consultation today.
At ZocDoc, we know being a healthy adult is like living in a video game. Every day has side quests, taxes, laundry, birthdays. And just when you're leveling up, you have to book a doctor. The insurance portal crashes. They put you on hold. Your doctor doesn't take your plan. Game over. We see you. So we made booking a doctor easy. Download ZocDoc. Search by specialty, insurance, and availability. Book instantly. No cheat codes required. Find a doctor you love with ZocDoc.
Not great. And so they're sitting there, and Lindsay is so pissed. She's like dead eyes, just like looking at the fish and chips, just like, wow, this little motherfucker. This little motherfucker. Oh, and then and he says, I got all this food for you from Claude's, the first place we had our first date. And she goes, oh, you got Claude's for us. And then they don't have silverware. She goes, I'm hungry. We have no silverware. Her fake smile cracks me up. I threaded it. Go look at my threads at the Tom Hamlet. And you can see the thread of her just being like, she's like pretending to smile. She looks demonic. And I mean that in a loving way because I respect and love her. Okay. But she looks demonic. Also, during this birthday dinner, Luke pulls Sierra for a chat. He got her flowers and he got Lindsay flowers. And he tries to be like, essentially, he tries to pull Lindsay circa, season 2 of Summer House. Wanna fuck me? And Luke tries to ask Sierra in so many ways that if they can start fucking again. And Sierra says, absolutely not. He doesn't say that, but that is what he's doing here. He's trying to like get her back on his good graces because they still have 4 more weeks and he wants to make sure that he can get dick down. Back to the Lindsay birthday dinner. They're eating cold fish and chips with a fork on a windy summer night and a glass of shitty red wine. Now, that does sound pretty bad. I think the gesture is cute. For me, I am more vibes than anything else. If you put in effort to make the vibes cute and sweet, that goes further for me than actually eating like good food. I'm a vibe curator. I'm not like a food aficionado. So if the table setting was cute enough, like I really wouldn't care, but she cares. I mean, seeing them eat the fish and chips, absolutely cold. And it's so windy, once again, with a fork. It's just like, yikes. And so, she says, I appreciate this dinner. It was beautiful fish and chips. And then all hell breaks loose. Essentially, Stravy can tell that she's not happy. There's a lot of editing that happens here, and I think the dinner went on for a really long time. And then I think there's a very large amount of silence that they had to cut around. Because we do a lot of these like quick cuts where people are just staring at each other, where Lindsay's just like, eh. And I think they did a lot of cuts here to make this much abbreviated because I bet you it went on for a minute. Lindsay's big complaint with Stravy is that she just doesn't feel like there's any desire to move things to another level. And then everything Stravy does is very like base level, just boyfriend, where she wants a man who is planning the next step for her before she even thinks about it. And she deserves that. She absolutely does. But I do think Stravy cares. I just think there's just a lot going on here. And I also think Danielle calls it out that Lindsay has been looking for a reason to dump his ass. And this was the perfect way to do it. On camera, on her birthday. She looks like a hero. She's blackout. It's all good, And so blowout fight, Stravy runs away. He's like, well, then I'm just going to leave. And so he leaves. And Lindsay runs in crying to Danielle. And Lindsay says just that. She doesn't want to train her men. She's trained too many men in her lifetime, And Stravy goes to pack his shit. And Lindsay and Danielle don't know that that's what he's doing. They're sitting in the room not knowing that he's packing his shit. And then he gets up and leaves the house. And Lindsay, the next episode, finds out that her man left on her birthday without saying bye, even though Lindsay chewed his ass out for approximately 3 hours, I'm sure. So, not good for you, Stravy. And one last thing on Stravy, something that really troubles me is when men make very bizarre hair and beard choices. And I don't know if it's an accident, if it's on purpose, but something he's doing here is, okay, look at the side of my head. So I have my fade, but my fade fades into my beard. So like, even when the fade is really short, it's skin and skin, but it fades into each other. He has long hair, no sideburn. So it's shaved hard. And then his beard starts like an inch lower. So there's an inch on either side of his head of skin. And it's so weird. This is really brass tacks. I know you guys, this is a deep dive. So I'm diving deep, but it's just something I noticed when I was feeling upset that Stravy was leaving. Our Queen Lindsay just, blackout in a bed. But this is a great episode. These both were great episodes. I love this season. I love this show. Thank you guys for being here. We will be back next week with another two-parter, right? Two recaps in one. We'll be recapping episodes number 6 and 7. Before we do that, I just want to remind you guys once again, like I said at the beginning, if you are a video consumer of this show on Spotify, we will be taking a break from video content on Spotify. All video will be found on YouTube or on the Patreon. Okay. So do make sure to go subscribe to the Patreon if you want early access video, and to the YouTube if you want the video when everyone else gets it. Okay. And if you want to be on the Patreon and you want to be able to throw in a little extra coin, I just want to give a shout out to those on our highest tier, our Trash Philanthropist tier. They get a shout out at the end of every episode. And so I just want to say thank you to Marion, Andrew, Barbara, Kayla, the other Andrew, Brandon, and Wendy. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate all of you and all you do for the show. And we'll be back with some more content. Oh, I am also recapping Big Brother this season with Nora on her show. I might release some of the recaps here on the podcast, on this platform, on this feed. TBD on that. But next week, we got Atlanta. We got In the City again, unfortunately. We got Summer House. And maybe I'll get caught up on Next Gen and Love Island. So see y'all soon. Love you all. Bye.